Money is something we all deal with, but how many of us truly understand it? What if you could make better decisions with your money? Decisions that secure your future, protect your family, and bring you peace of mind. I'm Darren Jacobs, and I'm here to help you make sense of your dollars. Welcome to Dollars and Cents, the show that breaks down the financial world in ways that matter to you. No jargon, no confusion, just real conversations about money, your money. So join me every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on WESN for Dollars and Cents.
As always, we appreciate you starting your day with us. Let's get into this morning's first conversation.
Is the country's healthcare system more at risk more than ever?
Why it has remained unaddressed for so long.
Political parties get lots of cash, big cash from financiers, and then when they get that now, you can't account for it.
But it's really the specialist nurses who we are in a greater shortfall for.
We can tap into the resources and have them, at least form some mentorship programs.
Highlight our food systems, and which will attract persons from all over the world to come and experience something that actually supports the local economy.
We're lucky that we have a vibrant legal system that allows change to take place, and it's not that matters are just swept under the carpet and discrimination is allowed to be perpetrated.
A lot of people don't know that there were attempts to ban the carnival, suppress the carnival.
This is Face of Sports, WESN Content Capital. How you felt about the kiss on the lip?
That's the business. I'm nothing to do with that.
I find that was distasteful.
The national senior team, whether you like it or not, that is the model for all other teams to follow.
I'm assuming that the regional requirement may be a much stricter requirement.
This is not about Pro League and Super League. This is a league run by the Normalization Committee that I'm responsible for.
Nobody expected FIFA to fund this arrangement.
If we don't get a professional attitude towards this, we are doomed for failure.
You break a balance, trip the leg, control the body.
They ain't gonna stand put forever.
Why you want the Chiefs to lose so? Why you want the Chiefs to lose so?
They already have two. Lamar don't
Why?
have.
You're jealous because you know the Chiefs getting closer to the Patriots. Let's go to the last part.
No,
let's go to the last part.
We are tackling the hard-hitting topics, some controversial topics, some topics we sweep under the rug. You don't always have to forgive in a relationship for it to move forward.
If it is you are in a situation where you forgive the person, but to the detriment of yourself, what are you really doing?
It is very uncommon for somebody in the younger age group to have dementia.
Atheists don't not believe.
Is that I can't disprove God, but you also can't prove God, so we cannot have a stalemate.
We'll focus on the woman who's been the victim,
right,
or the man has been the victim. We exclude the children.
Folks are trying to study the underlying brain mechanism to figure out how does this particular disorder happen in the brain? How is the brain processing this?
Don't worry about AI, worry about humans working with AI.
Are you willing to learn new skills to stay relevant for the future job market? That's the challenge that people are going to struggle with.
This is 10 Questions. I'm Andy Johnson. The distance from where we should be in the world in going forward and our commitments with climate change.
The effects of climate change that cannot be accounted for. It's called loss and damage. And we're seeing loss and damage happening so much more in this decade and the previous decade.
The principal term there was this question of the correspondent banking issues.
That is why we're trying to build capacity with this country here, Trinidad and Tobago, and other countries in the region.
Man is not showing any signs of stopping or even slowing down. More than half of the forest in Trinidad is already gone.
All the plants and all the animals and all of the nice clean water and fresh air and everything had to be on this planet for humanity to have a chance.
We are small change when it comes to countries that can take decisions, and when they speak, the world listens.
The General Assembly is a very democratic forum. I mean, and Trinidad and Tobago has the same vote as Canada in spite of the obvious difference in size.
WESN.
Good morning and welcome to AM Prime on WSN. I am Naomi McNish.
And I am Jado McLeod. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world listening in or watching on our program this morning. So today, we had something planned and that we thought was really exciting, culturally important, culturally diverse, but we're not able to get into that this morning as we would have planned. So we're just going to discuss some things that are interesting to us, some upcoming things, maybe go through a little bit of what we have been up to these past couple of days. But before, yeah, go ahead.
No, we just came off of a long weekend, which was Independence Weekend. That was a very, I think it was a lot of fun. It's also CPL, right? So Jada went to her first cricket match. This weekend, which was exciting, so you can tell us about your experience.
Yes, no, for sure. I didn't know I would actually enjoy CPL. I thought that I didn't understand cricket, so it was like this thing where, why am I even going? What am I gonna learn? This is gonna be boring for me. I went, and well, my mom gave me like a crash course beforehand, so I understood some things. But then when I got there, Naomi was my tutor at my left side. She was there just guiding me, and I was able to actually understand what was going on. But on top of that, what really prevailed was the vibes of CPL. The vibes of CPL are absolutely unmatched. Everybody is so patriotic. Like it was of course, we have to be Trinidad and Tobago Night Riders, TKR. There were TKR jerseys left, right, and center. What was so interesting to me was when I was going there, my mom said she had a TKR jersey, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be decked out. I'm gonna be one of the only people in merch. And I got there, and everybody was wearing TKR merchandise. I was like, okay, so I'm not special. Got that.
But you fit in.
I fit in
perfectly. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, just seeing, I went to CPL some of the matches last year, and last year was my first time. So how you felt this time around is how I felt last year. I was able to, I knew nothing about the game, so I was able to learn a lot. The person who I went with was teaching me as the game was going along. Same thing, same experience. But what was even more exciting this time around is that Jada and we got the opportunity to speak to patrons and do interviews. So we posted a lot of videos on the WESN social media page. So if you haven't seen any of those yet, you can go on our TikTok page, Instagram, Facebook as well, and look and see what we've been up to. But those interviews were a lot of fun.
They were, and they were quite enjoyable because you got to see how people really felt about TKR. Even the ones who didn't understand a lick of what was going on, they just wanted to support because it's Trinidad and Tobago. Right?
And majority of patrons are avid CPL, attendees. Like they die hard. There was this one woman, and she was like, CPL is my carnival. She goes, I don't like, and she's like, I'm not a carnival baby, but CPL is my carnival. So she comes every year. She's like through the roof excited, and just seeing that kind of joy from, Trinidadians being so patriotic, something that we look forward to, and the team did not disappoint. So we can understand why everybody is so, they love the TKR team because the team, they stepped out, they did what they had to do, and they left no crumbs.
They left absolutely none. I think the day that I went, I think it was the Saturday, we left, because we wanted to escape the traffic, so we left like right at the end of the game. And I remember seeing the score tie, I think it was 159 to 159, where, well, TKR, they would have achieved 159 runs. And they just needed like, of course, one more just to win, right? But the thing is, I think they had about 6 overs left. And I was like, yeah, man, they're doing that. And as soon as I turned my back, a 6 was scored. And I was like, oh my gosh! And then you just heard the crowd erupt in just enormous, gigantic hoorays and praise and applause and just a lot of pride. And it was just amazing to experience. And I'm not someone that likes to be in a crowded environment with lots of people, people who are, because it's hot, it's sweaty. I'm not the kind of person that likes to be in an environment like that, but I absolutely enjoyed myself. I was enamored by everything that was going on around me. The cheerleaders, who trying to be called cheerleaders? I know I'm probably showing like my age here, my lack of experience here, but who Trinidad and the good cheerleaders too. I love the outfits, I love their enthusiasm. And then of course we had the Laventil drum section, rhythm section was there. Hey, damn fellas could play. Well, fellas and women, they could play. That was so entertaining. I found myself dancing, and I'm not a dancer. If you know anything about me, I have 2 left feet. So when I dance, I look like a drunk elephant, okay? I can't dance. But I was really enjoying myself. It was absolutely amazing.
CPL is something I think I would encourage people to attend. If you haven't, it is something that you ought to experience as a Trinidadian. It really opens your mind to and just open your heart and everything positive towards your country. There was something, today is the last match, the last home match for our TKR team. So today is going to be a big match. I believe they are, I'm not sure who they're playing. Hold on.
We can always so shut up. But and I know some of you out there that are watching already know, because you guys are amazingly disgusting with how well you know everything about CPL. But all in all, of course, we wish our TKR team.
Right, so today they are Trinbago Knight Riders versus the St. Lucia Kings, which I've heard is a very, very big match. So yeah, today is gonna be I'll be there. I'll be going down. We're gonna do some videos, some interviews with patrons again. So check out our social media, because that's where all the videos will be posted. But I'm very excited.
You know what I find a little weird too? When other teams come to Trinidad to play, Trinidad and Tobago, they don't hold back on their lack of support.
But the same thing happens when TKR goes to one of the other countries to play. The home country always gets the most support, so which is understandable.
I felt so bad because the night I went, I think it was Guyana they were playing. I felt so bad for them, because there was a point in the game where I don't know the fielder's name, but he caught what was going to be a 4, and then it slips out of his hand right before, and then you could see the look of absolute dread. And I'm gonna get a real cuss on Facebook today.
Oh my God!
Absolute dread on his face, and I felt so bad. I wasn't supposed to feel bad, but I felt
the same thing happened on the game on Monday. So on Monday they played the Patriots, right? I am still new to the cricket scene, right? But on Monday, TKR played Patriots, and it had one of the fielders was about to catch the ball. It could have been an out, right? And the sun was in his eyes, so he dropped the ball and he was not able to catch it. And the whole stadium was just like, all you heard was, ooh. So that was, but see, going to a night game versus a daytime game is completely different, because you have the hot sun, and remember, this is like, the game starts at like 11 o'clock, so the sun is at its peak.
The players
were under a lot of pressure.
I don't think I would have survived. I think maybe the only good thing about that is that they probably didn't have to deal with the ball getting wet and they had to do that whole like drying motion, maybe. So if you want to join in the conversation and share your experiences about CPL, maybe something you love about it, a favorite player you want to highlight, maybe an up-and-coming star, of course, head to our WhatsApp 682-9376, 682-9376 and join the discussion. You can also comment on our Facebook stream, WESN TV, or YouTube stream, WESN CC. We would absolutely love to hear from you. But of course, I want to track back a little bit to Independence Day. Happy Independence, Trinidad and Tobago. I think it's our 63rd anniversary. Just to think of where we came from to where we are now, we are heading in a very positive direction as a country, despite all of the things that are going on.
Yes.
But it was 63, guys.
It was 63, and the government took the opportunity to use that day, August 31st, as a day of prayer and reflection, which I think was really, it was a good idea. It was, the day was quiet. It really was unlike any other year.
Exactly,
there were still celebrations in different parts of the country. People celebrated in their own way, of course. But yeah, that day, citizens came, we still came together and we reflected and we did we followed the rules, which I love. I love the fact that Trinidadians follow the rules on that day, because sometimes you might still hear fireworks busting and
a little bit of fireworks.
Really, I heard none.
Yeah.
I heard none. I saw none. The most I think would have been I was driving through San Juan and I saw True Value put up fireworks on their display. So I found that was cute, but I heard no fireworks, so
yeah,
I was really impressed.
What I really liked, I liked how it was quiet, but even, I slept basically the entire day. It was just a lot of very, very restful for me. But I remember going by my aunt in the evening and I said, well, this is probably the quietest Independence Day I've ever experienced, because I heard some fireworks in the distance sparingly, but not like, as you would usually hear, it would light up the sky. We didn't have that at all, and I think our pets were very gracious, very thankful for us for not doing that. And that was my problem with fireworks, but that's probably a story for a different day. But yeah, I really enjoyed the peace and quiet and the restfulness of Independence Day. I think maybe sometimes that's what it's all about. Yes, we can celebrate, yes, we can balance, but as Trinidadians, Trinbagonians, we do that every day already. We can make any day a celebration. So I was really happy that people, as you said, did what they were supposed to do and observed the day of quiet.
Yeah.
But even then, there are a lot of...
the day was quiet mostly, yes, but I know there was also... there were certain celebrations.
Yes.
Like you said, it had Pan on the Avenue, which was later on in the evening. I did not attend. I don't know if... No, Jada also did not attend. But I saw a lot of videos on social media and stuff, so it looked... Pan on the Avenue is something, it's part of our culture.
Yeah.
I think it's something that is really important to the pan industry in Trinidad and Tobago. It is one of those things that also brings people together, similar to the CPL. We come together and we're very proud to be Trinbagonians. We're very proud of the culture. We're very proud to call this instrument ours. And who doesn't love to hear pan? I love pan music. Love pan music. So I was looking at some information here about the pan on the Avenue this year, and it kicked off with the UK National Junior Steel Band. No, sorry, this is wrong. It's wrong information.
All right, so just some background on Independence Day for those of you who wasn't paying attention in history class. So Trinidad and Tobago, of course, gained its independence from our independence from Great Britain on the 30th of August of 1962. The Union Jack, or what's known as the British flag, was lowered and TNT's flag was raised for the first time. So imagine how good it would have been to see, the red and the white and the flag flying high for the first time, that probably puts a sense of unknown at the time patriotism into the hearts of many. Bells tolled and sirens rang out to herald the birth of a newly independent nation. This first Independence Day was marked by more than a week of festivities, classic Trinbagonian style, and events across the country from August 28th to September 5th. So several international dignitaries were present for that occasion, including the Queen's representative, who would have read out the message by Queen Elizabeth II relinquishing her rule. So today, Independence Day is celebrated with military-style parades held at the Queen's Park, Savannah, and in Scarborough, Tobago. In Trinidad, the parade is inspected by the head of state. When Trinidad and Tobago achieved its status as a republic in 1976, the president then assumed this role. So the president is the head of state of Trinidad and Tobago. But again, this is for those who didn't do too hot in history class. The chief secretary, who is leader of the Tobago House of Assembly, heads the Tobago parade. And after the official activities at the parade grounds, the contingents march through the streets to the accompaniment of live music played by the bands of the various forces. So in past Independence Days, I think we would have seen this. If you don't know what the brigade looks like, if you don't know what it looks like, you just see soldiers marching in impeccable uniform, impeccable rhythm, and what's the word I'm looking for? They just looked so on time and perfect, and just they look really snug and put together, and it's a lot of them. And then you see the horses, and then you hear the music, and then you hear the trumpets, and you see all the dignitaries, and you see a lot of people in the streets marching and marching with them, and just feeling that sense of patriotism. That is how Independence Day is usually celebrated, with a lot of hoorah and pick up, just as in true Trinidadian style. But this year, of course, we did it a little bit differently. I know that, as Mimi would have said before, we wanted to recognize the day as like a day of prayer and rest and reflection. My only critique, and I feel like I just need to say it because I would have heard someone say it as well, and it made sense, was that the day of prayer should have been held in a more neutral place. I believe it was held, I can't remember where, but in Trinidad and Tobago we have lots of religions. I feel like maybe that day could have been held maybe at the Queen's Park Savannah or something, and then many different pundits of the different religions would have come through and said a prayer for their own religion. Maybe that would have been something that would have been a little bit better received than it being, just kind of ostracized to one religion. Because as Trinidad and Tobago, we are a multi-pot, a mixing pot of different cultures and religions and beliefs, and all of them need to be respected. And I feel like that's maybe the only thing that I would have wanted to see done differently. Yeah. That's my only critique. Other than that, I enjoyed Independence Day. I enjoyed my independence. Don't get me wrong.
There were also some celebrations happening internationally. It was Labor Day weekend. So there was the New York City's West Indian American Day Parade. This was one of the largest celebrations of Caribbean culture, and this kicked off on Monday. So this was a huge celebration. It was they had a juve, right? And just it looked. I saw videos, and it looked. It was wild. There was a lot of people, a lot of Caribbean people also went up for the weekend just for this celebration, and it happened on the streets of New York City. So it kicked off on Monday with the vibrant costumes, colorful flags, and the sounds of soca music, reggae music. It had hundreds and thousands of people. The parade has long been a magnet for local politicians, many of whom have West Indian heritage or represent members of the city's large Caribbean community. I also see here there was some not so positive news that came out of the celebrations in New York. There's a headline from the New York Post: 6 shot along West Indian Day Parade route despite increased NYPD security. So wherever you find large crowds, honestly, things happen. 6 people were shot along the West Indian American Day Parade route in Brooklyn on Monday evening in a bloody end to the annual celebration that drew hundreds of thousands of revelers and candidates in the crowded mayoral race. The roughly 2-mile route for the official annual parade kicked off at 11 a.m. on Utica Avenue near Lincoln Terrace Park, with festival goers traveling westward toward the Brooklyn Museum, as a beefed-up deployment of NYPD officers had initially kept the peace. There's videos that show just chaos. You all could look at it from, I got this information from the New York Post. A lot of chaos, a lot of people, a lot of rubbish on the roads. So when you think Bacchanal only happens in Trinidad, it really doesn't.
And even
it really doesn't.
Add into that what you're saying there. I don't know if many of you know about the Burning Man festival that happens in the United States basically every year, but this year was marked with what was supposed to be a celebration, a week of celebration. It was marked by tragedy. Burning Man, just to give you a recap, is a week-long cultural and artistic gathering held every year in the Black Rock Desert of Nevada, USA. It's not like a music or arts thing. It's more like a pop-up city in the middle of the desert. So a lot of people travel there every year to kind of create an artistic, creative city, like a separate, independent, sovereign nation. It started in 1986 in San Francisco when friends burned a wooden effigy called the Man as an act of self-expression. And then it grew into a desert festival in the 1990s. But usually, you hear about Burning Man, it comes and it goes. But this year, there was tragedy where a man was, murdered. And there was an arrest of a felon during the event. So a man was discovered dead in a pool of blood, prompting Burning Man organizers and law enforcement to launch a homicide investigation. So adding to the incident, authorities arrested a convicted felon attempting to distribute drugs and carrying firearms. Charges would have included possession and trafficking. So the thing about Burning Man as well is that it creates, you're basically in a lot of traffic. You're in a city in the middle of the desert. So to go to Burning Man, I heard people were lining up or trying to drive in, and the traffic was backed up 8 hours.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? I will just turn around and go home. But I don't know, I wish I could show you guys pictures, but it's like this long line of people lining up to go. And yes, I mean, it's something that you want to enjoy. It's for a certain type of individual for sure, a creative individual for sure. But this is the first time something like this has ever happened where it felt like it was so poorly organized. Because people were complaining about there was floods and a lot of uncertainty. Someone even gave birth during the event. Why would you go to an event like that in the middle of the desert and you're pregnant and you? So just all of these things happen. So just wanted to highlight it as we're on, highlighting different events that would have happened, and that crossed my mind this morning. So I wanted to get some information for you because I heard about it and I was like, that's absolutely horrible. But contrasting the very dramatic, tragic events that would have happened, the festival was compared to what Burning Man is supposed to be. It was calm. People did enjoy themselves, and the exit delay, they said, was about under 4 hours, which is a good thing because it's so many people, again, in the middle of the desert for a week. Crazy. Wow. I'm sure a bunch of you guys that's going to those things aren't showering properly. I am sure.
There's so many things that you can think of when you go to these, when you think of people going to these festivals. It's, how do they prepare for days on end, especially in a desert?
Honestly, you guys have so much of an obsession with these things. Even if you think about stuff like Coachella, which is another music festival, I think it's also in the middle of the desert or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's one day. I think it's like 3 days or something like that. Why are you guys obsessed with living in the desert?
These longer events, they do put things in place for you will have somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
Whether it's nearby, it's a hotel, an Airbnb.
Yeah. But still, it's the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
To me, I just find that a little bit interesting, to say the least. But I don't know if we wanted to take a quick break here. We do have something coming up for you guys. And of course, today is Wild Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
Bill and Ruth fell in love with the Benjamin Moore color Dry Sage, but they tried to match it using another brand's paint.
I mean, it's close enough.
Almost identical, really. Yeah, there it is.
Never trust another paint to be a Benjamin Moore color.
Do you need treatment for obesity or any related abdominal procedures? The community hospital now offers minimally invasive laparoscopic surgery done by an American-trained, board-certified surgeon with over 20 years' experience. Give us a call at 235-5479 for more information.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
Advanced Solutions Technical Institute isn't just about courses, it's about creating futures. We serve every learner, from the new graduate to the seasoned professional, with engaging, supportive staff and tailored learning plans. Study in the way that works for you and gain skills in business, security, finance, telecoms, fiber optics, and beyond. ASTI, training tomorrow's leaders today.
Low energy? Heart concerns? Migraines slowing you down? It's time to take control of your health. Join Wellness Unlocked, the series that brings expert advice and real solutions for a healthier you. In our latest episode, learn how Jameson CoQ10 can help support heart health, boost energy, and even reduce migraines. Get the science, the stories, and the steps to power up your health with CoQ10. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on WESN and start your wellness journey today.
KDM Health Limited says, test yourself for STDs in the privacy of your own home. Our self-help test kits for all STDs are available at our wholesale office in Chaguanas. Call 283-1423. Visit our website at www.kdmhealtht.com. or email us at kdmhealthlimited@gmail.com to place your orders. Available at all health institutions and pharmacies. Contact us for a free list of products and prices.
SM Group International Limited, your solutions partner for the latest innovations, brands, and competent staff to meet your needs. We provide products and services in the following divisions: executive services, event rental and services, power and heavy equipment, construction and property management, food and beverage, aggregate and sales and distribution. Check out more on our products and services at www.smgrouptt.com. Contact us at 221-7445 or email at info@smgrouptt.com. We are SM Group International, your solutions partner. FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Money is something we all deal with, but how many of us truly understand it? What if you could make better decisions with your money? Decisions that secure your future, protect your family, and bring you peace of mind. I'm Darren Jacobs, and I'm here to help you make sense of your dollars. Welcome to Dollars and Cents, the show that breaks down the financial world in ways that matter to you. No jargon, no confusion, just real conversations about money, your money. So join me every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on WESN for Dollars and Cents.
You are watching Strictly Legal on WESN Content Capital. Just give an overview of what exactly is that split arrangement.
Now you don't need to register nothing. You don't need. We can do that another time. But then it becomes a hit, and then everybody starts to want to claim.
The laws that predate many of the independent countries' constitutions are going to be those colonial laws.
We know there are an infinite amount of circumstances that would lead to a murder.
I have a great idea and I have a great concept, but until it's actually expressed, it does not become intellectual property.
Accomplishments or targets of a forensic accountant is to quantify what may have been lost.
We believe we defend criminals and we manipulated the law and we exploiting the system.
A responsible journalist will reach out to the person who they have the information on for a comment.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
This is Face of Sports, WESN Content Capital. How you felt about the kiss on the lip?
That's the business. I'm not to do with that.
I find that was distasteful.
The national senior team, whether you like it or not, that is the model for all other teams to follow.
I'm assuming that the regional requirement may be a much stricter requirement.
This is not about Pro League and Super League. This is a league run by the Normalization Committee that I'm responsible for.
Nobody expected FIFA to fund this arrangement.
If we don't get a professional attitude towards this,
we are doomed for failure.
You break the balance, trip the leg, control the body. They ain't gonna stand put forever.
Why you want the Chiefs to lose so? Why you want the Chiefs to lose so?
They already have 2. Lamar don't
Why?
have.
You're jealous because you know the Chiefs getting closer to the Patriots. Let's go to the last part.
No,
of the
not no.
Let's go to the last part.
Good morning and welcome back. So today, as we would have promised you, we have something in store for you. We have a homegrown talent whose music has been making waves locally and abroad. Known for his unique sound, powerful lyrics, and most importantly, dedication to his craft, this artist, known as Tracy D, has carved out a name for himself in the music industry. So now what I want you at home to do is, before we dive into this interview, is to sit back, relax, and take a listen to this music.
Ooh, Tracy D. Your glow, your color and fracture the light, you can't help but shine. And I know that you carry the world on your back, but look at you tonight. KK Studios. The lights, your face, your eyes, exploding like fireworks in the sky. I'm an army. Touching on your body while you're pushing on me. Don't you end the party, I can do this all week. We'll be dancing till the morning, go to bed, we won't sleep. Chama, 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 can't see that everybody. Touching on your body while you're pushing on me. Don't you end this party, I can do this all week. We'll be dancing till the morning, go to bed, we don't sleep. Chama, 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 can't see that everybody. Let's dance. Pushing on me, don't you end the party, I can do this all week. We'll be dancing till the morning, go to bed, we won't sleep. Chama, 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 can't see that everybody. Touching on your body, pushing on me. Don't you end this party, I can do this all week. We'll be dancing till the morning, go to bed, we don't sleep. Chama, 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 can't see that everybody. Palika with the hand, got today. I'm gonna chip it to the neck, be ready. Give it up in the tonight, now with the Nila Majete. Chama, 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 can't see that everybody. The lights, your face, your eyes exploding like fireworks in the sky. Touching on your body while you're pushing on me. Don't you end the party, I can do this all week. We'll be dancing till the morning, go to bed, we won't sleep. Chama, 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 can't see that everybody. Touching on your body while you're pushing on me. Don't you end this party, I can do this all week. We'll be dancing till the morning, go to bed, we don't sleep. Chama, 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 can't see that everybody. Touching on your body while you're pushing on me. Don't you end the party, I can do this all week. We'll be dancing till the morning, go to bed, we won't sleep. Chama, 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 can't see that everybody. Touching on your body while you're pushing on me. Don't you end this party, I can do this all week. We'll be dancing till the morning, go to bed, we don't sleep. Chama, 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 can't see that everybody.
Alright, so that music video was by Amit Suknanan and Tracy D, the Sapphire remix. It's a 2025 Bollywood mix. It's such a nice song.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. Today we have Tracy D in studio with us. So good morning and welcome.
Good morning, ladies. Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure. So while the video was going on, we were having a little bit of a discussion back here, and we realized that the video is AI. And we were wondering, like, what exactly gives it away that it is AI? And I think in the video music description you say that it is AI. But if you didn't know that, what about it says artificial intelligence? I feel like if you have a guess, then you can WhatsApp us, of course, 682-9376, 682-9376. I want to hear from you. But good morning and welcome again. Tracy, let's start at the beginning. What first inspired you to even get into music?
Well, as a child, I was actually in the church choir from the beginning as a little boy, and I ended up in school choir as well. So, you know, from then I transcended. I started to sing outside of school, and I decided to enter a competition by the name of Party Time, which was, I was a little boy then at the time, so still, you know, it was a nice experience, frightening experience as a boy, but audience, first time on stage, bright lights, but it was a wonderful experience. And from there, well, the guys, one of the groups who were in the final with me, Foresight, I ended up joining the group as a cappella, a foursome, and we started to do a cappella work countrywide, somewhat like H2O Flow. Yeah, and that's how we built our image, our name, and our careers as individual singers and as a group as well.
So how would you describe your style of music? What in a few words?
My style of music is, to be honest, is like very sultry. I sing smooth, basically. I don't sing every single thing smooth because, you know, sometimes I do dancehall, sometimes I do a little bit of reggae, a little bit of chutney here and there, but my style is generally smooth because my learning curve started with R&B and pop, which is, you know, very friendly music. Nice music. So I might adapt it to that.
What I'm realizing is that when you were on stage for the first time, many people would have that experience and said, I'm never ever going back to that. That's too nerve-wracking. But what made you say, okay, I'm nervous, but this is for me?
What made me continue within the musical field is that I just love to sing, and I believe that at some point in time I would develop as a singer. I had friends that I was learning from. I started to work with people that were very influential, and that kind of harnessed and pushed me forward.
What has been your proudest accomplishment thus far in your journey or career as a musician?
One of my proudest moments was playing for one of the ambassadors in the US at a convention. And besides that, I would like to say, like, singing at various carnivals worldwide.
What's the experience like on such a big stage?
Well, to be honest, you tell in your mind, in the back of your mind, is like, don't you dare make a mistake. This is you're representing Trinidad and Tobago. You don't come here as a Trinidadian and make a mistake, right? So I just go there with confidence, make sure I'm healthy, and do my best, and hope everything goes according to, thanks to God.
Trinidad and Tobago has such a wide and rich musical landscape, right? I don't think soca is ours, but we have talent in so many different genres. How do you see yourself contributing to that legacy of our rich culture in terms of music?
Well, within our diaspora and our very ethnic culture and Caribbean mix, me as an individual, I have a lot of different ethnicities within myself as well, whether it be Indian, Spanish, African, a bit of Caucasian as well. So to me, I love all different types and styles of music and cultures. So with regards to performance and representing, I feel comfortable singing basically any genre. Even if it now within our culture, people would say that we are a land of soca, calypso, steel pan, that sort of thing. Yeah, but as you just mentioned, we have a lot of artists in Trinidad that stem directly from R&B, from pop, from even country. I have a friend, she introduced me to country recently, and I was very
Pretty country.
I was set aback. I was like, okay, why not, you know? So it's like, you know, I love my soca that I had. Soca is a happy music everywhere I've been in the world, whether it be the US or England or Europe or wherever. I have gotten positive vibrations from soca. So soca would always come first to Trinidad. That's That's our bloodline, DNA. But with regards to entertainment, when I go abroad, I have to sing all different genres. That is where they get a bit surprised when they hear me singing R&B, a pop, a reggae, a dancehall.
Yeah.
You know, they get like, who's this guy? Well, Trinidad? No way.
Yeah.
You know, so
let's talk about this song, right? I mean, this to me when I heard it, it sounds very Bollywood, and I love it because I love Bollywood music, right? But what inspired it? Where did it come from?
To be honest with you, I was driving, and I heard this song come on the radio. From the first couple of bars, I knew it was Ed Sheeran. The original song was from Ed Sheeran and a guy by the name of Arjit Singh, out of India. They collaborated. And when I heard the mix, I had to pull aside. I pulled aside and I listened to the song. And I turned back and went back home and searched the song. And I keep listening and listening. Like, I was so amazed by the fusion. And I told my wife and I told a couple of my friends, I called them immediately. I called Amit immediately. Chunks, my DJ. I said, yo, we need to do something with this now. I said, what's going on with you? I said, listen to this song. And lo and behold, the song has over 500 million views. Yeah. Right? So we went on it, called Kevin Khan, KK Studios, big up KK Studios, and we started to work on it immediately. Amit was kind of skeptical because he was worried. These guys are, now Ed Sheeran is, for me, one of the, if not the top pop singer in the world at the moment. Next to guys like Bruno Mars and stuff, right? Arjit Singh, in his field as well, in the Bollywood avenue, is probably the top. So Amit was like, Lord Father, why you choose this song, boy? You know, so I was not intimidated. At the end of the day, we do it in our own way, to our own likeness, and it was pleasable.
It's such a good song, and this is coming from, I love Bollywood music as well, but I'm just getting into it.
Yeah.
The song is so pleasing to hear, even though I honestly don't understand much of what's being said. I like the tune, I like the vibe of it.
Even though you don't understand the lyrics, the song itself and the singing, it's yeah, like, and this is why I
well, there's a touch of Hindi Punjabi, to be honest, right? But now Bollywood music is a very soothing. Yeah. It's a music that you tend to feel deeper in your veins. It's a really, really nice type of music. And funny enough, you know, all different type of ethnicities, whether it be Indian, Latino, Caucasian, African, everyone has outstanding singers, and every genre has their own style. Yes. That's the amazing thing. And funny enough, you know, they all please. They all please, and you know, I love that's why I like being versatile.
So did you have to learn the Punjabi, Hindi?
Yes, I had to learn.
So that was you singing 100%?
No. Okay. Amit sang most of the Punjabi Hindi, but I had parts that I had to sing as well.
Yeah, so how was that experience for you?
It's amazing.
Was it hard to learn?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. I'm not going to lie. It was a little difficult, but it's more about the enunciation.
Yeah.
And how you translate with the vocal. It's a nice experience. It's a nice experience. I'd like to learn an entire song, but that's one of them.
Because that's similar to like Justin Bieber when he came out with this Spanish Despacito.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's interesting when artists they
think about the cultures or the
language.
Step out of the comfort zone.
Yes, it sounds good.
Yeah, it's one thing to sing alongside an artist that speaks another sings in another language, but to sing it yourself, I think that just adds another layer of complexity, and it shows your talent as a musician. Yeah. But can you tell me, or tell us a little bit more about your creative process, because you would have mentioned that everybody else was kind of skeptical about going to take on this project, but you were like, full speed ahead, you know. So what was the creative process like for you to even build that song?
Well, the first thing, when you're actually endeavoring into doing a song, you check what type of style it is, the range of the song, the speed of the song, the lyrical content, you know, if it's something that is pleasing to the ear and friendly to society. You know, you don't want to offend anybody, you don't want to sing anything abrasive, and that's not me. I like positive music. I like things that people make people happy, smile, you know. So with regards to the musical aspect of things, we had to do a little, well, Kevin Khan is a guy who does a lot of the local, whether it be Bollywood, chutney, Indo music, as well as other genres within the country. And he's worked with all the top artists. So when we put all our minds together, Chunks is a DJ as well, big up Chunks. He has a musical knowledge as to what people would like. Sometimes you have a song, it sounds really nice, but it's a little too slow, or it's a little too fast, you know, because like Calypso, people would like Calypso between a certain age group. People say Calypso is for the more mature folks, and because why? They could relate to it, and they could, you know,
it's a little groove.
It's a laid back,
yeah.
You understand, and they could hear all the lyrics clearly. They could, you know, interpret everything, you know. So yeah, you need to really identify what suits you and sing that.
Yeah. I think really quickly though, I know we spoke about it while the video was going about the AI aspect of the video, right? Now for the viewers, because I'm sure everybody's interested to know, you know, why you chose the AI for the music video.
Well, AI, for me, we went with the AI because we wanted to do something a little different. People keep doing the run-of-the-mill video, everybody going in the park, everybody going by the poolside, they're by the beach, they're inside a club. It's just, you know, it became a monotony. So we decided to do something, try to do something out of the box. And with the AI, a good friend of mine's in London, Big Up Patriot, if you're watching, he started to do AI videos like last couple of years, and I've seen some of his work, and he does some incredible work. And I told him I would like to do a video for this particular song. It was a challenge for him as well, because he's never done an Indo Bollywood type of fusion collaboration type of song. So we all sat together, and well, he had to get images of us to try to recreate the actual person within the video as close as possible.
He did a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that just like
Kudos.
once again shows how awesome AI is.
Yeah. Well, I tell people all the time, AI is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary because you see people doing videos on reels and certain little short snippets, and they sound like the real people, and they're saying out of time and things, and they're like, Lord Father, but then you realize, oh, no, yeah. Like presidents and you know, people of high status.
Yeah.
They wouldn't say these things. So AI is very, very, very much on stream.
Can we get into a quick conversation regarding, you know, being a musician, specifically in Trinidad and Tobago, and what are the challenges that surround that? Because a lot of the time when you think of people doing music, or you think of going into music as a career, it's difficult because it seems as though it's not a viable career financially wise, if it's a good investment for you to go and learn it. And a lot of the times, what is the return on investment for you as a musician? Do you think Trinidad and Tobago adequately supports our musicians?
To be honest with you, in order to succeed in music, you have to go 100. If you go wholeheartedly and you put everything into it, financial, mental, physical, spiritual, you will get where you're supposed to be, right? As much as I could vouch, I have had multiple, countless challenges with regards to the music, because especially in the soca industry. Now, I started off not singing soca. I started off singing contemporary music, right? And Trinidad is not a contemporary music country. We listen to it, but performance-wise, you know, unless you go to that type of club or you go to that type of spot, you don't really get contemporary music. Soca, you get reggae, you get a little bit of dancehall. So challenging for me to intertwine into the soca field. My first soca was in 2008 with a guy by the name of Alan Brizan, right? And he did a song by the name of Sunshine Lady for me. That time I was green on the scene, and we did the song, and at that time, my grandparents were friends with Mr. William Monroe, who was Soca Monarch General. And he allowed me to do a guest performance at the Soca Monarch. as a boy. I was, again, blow mind, 40,000 people. That one was scary.
Yeah.
Because Trinidad audience is not like international audience. Funny enough, people don't understand that it's harder to please a Trinidad audience than to please an audience abroad. I'm telling you.
I can see that.
Guaranteed. If you could please a Trinidad audience, you are on point.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
I'm telling you.
I agree.
99.9% of Jamaican artists were discovered, like what we would say with the bus in Trinidad. They came here to fast forward their career because they know here is the mecca, the boiling point. And many other genres as well, but especially dancehall and reggae, they started here. So my career transcended from 2008 and upward, singing, starting to sing soca. I joined a band by the name of GNL Pure Energy with Stacey Sobers at the time, Damian Leach, a guy by the name of TC. And from there, I went on to sing with Traffic, with Chew Manchester, and Sean Carruth. As a boy again, you know, still learning the ropes. And then I transcended into the Indo market. And I started to sing with a band by the name of Melobugs. That's with Shima Hatu. And that's where I started to really churn. Because I started to learn, sing all different types. Because I was the guy in the band that's singing everything other than the Indo music.
Yeah.
Right? So I sang with Melobugs. Then I went on to sing with Rick Ramuta and the Fusion Factory. I sang with Triveni for a bit. And then I moved to sing with Maya.
Yeah.
Where she's singing Maya. Sabita saying, big up Maya. Love to you guys. I'm still singing with the band till today.
Yeah.
So my musical career with regards to bands, I do individual performances, of course, and I also do a bit of production and videography. But my musical career has been very diverse with regards to bands and meeting a lot of very, very powerful individuals.
What's next for Tracy D? What is next?
For me, to be honest with you, I would like to hit a whole different spectrum out of the box with regards to, I won't say create a genre, but create a song within this society that is totally different from everything else. That's very difficult, of course, but it will have elements of soca, elements of chutney, elements of, you know, contemporary music, that sort of thing, even a little bit of calypso, you know, lavway.
Yeah.
You know, our culture, people underestimate Trinidad culture. I am telling you from traveling, we have the most powerful, one of, if not the most powerful culture worldwide. Because I've traveled to America, to London, and when you go to these places, they still have to hone on Caribbean talents to make whatever event they have, to make it.
They do love it.
Yeah,
they love Caribbean music.
My God.
Yeah.
My God.
Yes.
Carnivals worldwide, they need our flavor.
Yeah, and they recreate it.
Yeah.
You know, in
And I
their
think
way,
based on your passion and your drive, you can do that. You can combine and all these different.
With God and good people in your circle, that's very important in music as well. You need to have positive and very instrumental people within your circle that only think positively.
Yeah.
Not everything goes according to plan all the time, obviously, but you have to have that mindset that this will work. So if it don't work, you just branch off to something else and you try still to make it work.
Yes.
That's how music works. Because sometimes you write a song, I write as well, and you tell yourself the song is complete. But after you do it, you sing the song a couple of times, you realize, no, I need to change this. This isn't sitting. It's not sitting, so, you know.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on AM Prime. You do have to wrap. But again, thanks for coming and sharing your journey, sharing your passion. If people wanted to connect with you and learn just more about your music, where can they reach you?
Facebook, Tracy D. Insta, Tracy D Artist. TikTok, Tracy D Artist. Very, very, very straightforward.
All right, so we'll definitely be looking out to see, what's next in your musical journey. I want to hear more songs like that.
I would just like to thank you, ladies, and WSN for having me again. I've been here with Mr. Johnson and a couple other presenters before, and I'd like to thank God, first and foremost, my wife, Julia, for supporting me, and my family, and all my fans and friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. To our viewers, if you haven't already, make sure to check out Tracy D's latest work and continue supporting local talent. We are highlighting local because if we don't, who else is going to do it? Yeah. And we have some serious talent right here to appreciate. So yes, Tracy D is with us in studio, and it was an exciting interview learning more about his music and his journey. So thanks again for joining us.
God bless you guys.
Yeah,
thank you.
Nice one.
And if y'all enjoyed that video, the song is the Sapphire Remix. So y'all can check it out on YouTube and watch it. Again, I'll definitely be watching it again. It was enjoyable. I must say it was enjoyable to watch, enjoyable to listen to.
It's creative.
So check it out
blessings,
again.
Blessings, blessings.
All right.
Big up Ahmed Sutnanan. He couldn't be here today because he had a site visit. He's a government counselor. So at the end of the day, we all do what we have to do.
Yeah.
But I represent. Thank you to everyone at the same time.
It's beautiful. Thanks so much for coming. So as you guys know, today is Wild Wednesday, so we have Mr. Mead coming on, joining us via Zoom, coming up next. So stay with us and we will be right back. Stay wild.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Bill and Ruth fell in love with the Benjamin Moore color Dry Sage, but they tried to match it using another brand's paint.
I mean, it's close enough.
Almost identical, really. Yeah, there it is.
Never trust another paint to be a Benjamin Moore color.
I am Dr. Delphina Ovid, your friendly neighborhood dentist. At Community Hospital Dental Clinic, we offer examinations which include x-rays, basic oral cancer screening, and a treatment plan. We also offer cleanings, fillings, extractions, root canal treatment, and complete and partial dentures. Remember, you don't have to brush and floss all your teeth, just the ones you want to keep.
Give us a call at 235-5479.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
This is Face of Sports, WESN Content Capital. How you felt about the kiss on the lip?
That's the business. I'm nothing to do with that.
I find that was distasteful.
The national senior team, whether you like it or not, that is the model for all other teams to follow.
I'm assuming that the regional requirement may be a much stricter requirement.
This is not about Pro League and Super League. This is a league run by the normalization committee that I'm responsible for.
Nobody expected FIFA to fund this arrangement.
If we don't get a professional attitude towards this, we are doomed for failure.
You break a balance, trip the leg, control the body.
They ain't gonna stand put forever.
Why you want the Chiefs to lose so? Why you want the Chiefs to lose so?
They already have two. Lamar don't
Why?
have.
You're jealous because you know the Chiefs getting closer to the Patriots. Let's go to the last part.
No,
of the game.
no.
Let's go to the last part.
Remember waking up early just to catch your favorite cartoons? WESN brings back those magical mornings with Retro Saturdays.
Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born!
Where the young at heart relive the fun. Join us every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, only on WESN, the content capital.
Welcome back to AM Prime on WESN. So today is Wednesday. That means it is Wild Wednesday. So joining us via Zoom this morning, unfortunately he's not in studio, is Mr. Ricardo Mead, as always, from the El Socorro Center for Wildlife Conservation. Good morning, Mr. Mead.
Good morning, good morning. How are you guys?
We're doing well.
We're doing well.
I'm interested to hear how you are doing, Mr. Mead. How's a couple of days been?
It's been hectic, extremely hectic. All sorts of critters coming into our life, as they say.
Wow. Yeah. So, Mr. Mead, yesterday you told me you had to go out and look for something wild. Please tell me you found something wild.
It's Wild Wednesday. I gotta come here with something wild. You know.
Drum roll, please.
So we do have a wild ambassador who just here this morning. So let me see if I can get him here. Maybe he won't kill me. I'm hoping that he won't. Hold on a second here.
I'm hoping so as well.
Right. So here we go. You guys ready?
Yep. Feels to me like a spider or something.
Did I get him to release?
A bird.
Right.
Oh, hi there, critter.
That is a manikou.
That is a manikou, otherwise known as a black-haired opossum.
Yes. So a funny, very funny story, and I think this is so ironic. This morning, or early this morning, I think my dogs woke me up. It was like probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They woke me up because I'm hearing barking, I'm hearing screeching, I'm hearing running, I'm hearing leaves rustling. It was just chaos outside because my room is in the back of the house, so I can hear, like, I don't know, I was like, what are they doing? I looked out my window and they are chasing this manikou. they are chasing this manikou around the yard, and I think they caught it. I was just like, I couldn't be bothered, but then all I heard was the manikou go, I don't know, I can't make the sound, but it was a loud screech and then silence. So I think they caught the manikou, unfortunately.
In my head, he escaped. In my head, he escaped. It's so bad.
There was just like an attack, and then the manikou screeched, and then silence.
Poor manikou.
So it lasted for about 5 minutes, all the noise, and
then silence.
And that was it, yeah. So.
Poor manikou. I've got some mystery stroking his head.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday we got 2 calls about manikou, both being killed by dogs.
Yes, my gosh.
One had 9 babies and one had 5 babies. The one that had 9 babies, fortunately, they were large enough so that we are fostering them, and they should be able to make it and get back into the wild. The 5 babies, however, they were pretty much neonates, very tiny, possibly under 2 weeks old, and it had no way for them to make it. So we had to terminate them in a humane manner. But this guy, fortunately, he has made it this far and could go much further with his little bug eyes and his little pink nose. So this is a black-eared opossum, so called because of, well, he has black ears.
Yes.
Black-eared opossum. In Trinidad, we call it a manikou. And for many people, it is one of their favorite wild meat delicacies. And that has spelled trouble for this animal because of the unregulated, unrestricted hunting of this particular creature. So they are not protected, although we've been fighting for years to get protection for this animal. And many people will admit their numbers are in tremendous decline. Okay, if you're killing an animal right or wrong, year round, there will become a point where you will have less and less of them.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not going to reproduce that quickly. So let me get him here. He's trying to escape the television this morning. Here, we're back. Here we go. Maybe we're lucky he might show us his teeth. But he's pretty well behaved. He just wants to get out of the sunlight. He doesn't like the sunlight at this time of the morning. And I'm here basking and bathing in the sunlight in all my glory. So the manikou is not a rat, as many people think. It is not even closely related to a rat. It is actually a marsupial. It's a good thing he went off the side there because he wanted to poop. So he's doing that off to the side like a nice boy. Yes, so it is actually a marsupial. So it's related to the kangaroos, not rats. Also, they don't have rat-like teeth. They have teeth more like a dog. In fact, they have the most teeth, more teeth than any other mammal in the land-based mammal in the Western Hemisphere. Okay? So they have, I think, 58 teeth. So they have lots of teeth meant for chewing up all sorts of stuff. All sorts of things they will eat. They're omnivores, and they eat a bit of fruit and vegetable. But it's not what people think. Many people think, and when they have them as babies, they start feeding them fruits, soft fruits especially. And that causes the animal to get sick and die, because soft fruit has a very high level of potassium. And that level of potassium absorbed into the body actually causes your bones to literally melt away. So when feeding them pawpaw and banana, what people end up doing there is making the animals very, very sick. And they get something called rickets or metabolic. Oh, he's getting really frisky now because he doesn't want to stay here. So I'm going to just kind of pop him into his enclosure right there for a second. We talk, he's going to come back out. So they get metabolic bone disease or something called rickets, where their bones are literally melting away and their body literally falls apart because of poor nutritional profile they get. People don't know how to feed them. They have a need for great amounts of protein. So one of the reasons why this animal is allowed to be hunted is that it's listed as vermin. Okay, in the Conservation of Wildlife Act, it's listed as vermin. There are about 4 or 5 animals listed as vermin. The mongoose, I think the orange-wing Amazon parrot was just removed from that. And the yellowtail or the cornbird, it may still be on that. So people are allowed to kill them anytime, any day, any place, just about, which is quite wrong, because people can tell you that their numbers are diminishing. They're seeing less and less of them, added to which the other factors of human life For example, you just give the perfect example, your dog. Okay, when you heard that squeal and then silence, that means almost 99% sure that the dog sort of killed it. And if it was a case like yesterday where she had babies in her pouch, right? So that's why they're related to kangaroos. They're pouched animals. The babies don't develop in their womb. They come out and they attach inside the pouch to the teeth or nipples, and they develop there. So the first they start off in the pouch, and then you can see them riding on the back, and then they eventually fall off and start their life as independent little manicou, as they say, little coos. But a lot of them are being killed each day. Just imagine yesterday alone, 2 calls, 9 and 5, so that's 14 possums that would have been killed, along with the parents, 16 possums that could have been killed yesterday.
Wow.
We were able to save 9. And this goes on all the time, sometimes seen and unseen. So you heard the murder, but you didn't witness it. All right? So if it was a male, he possibly would have died. If it was a female, it would have been her and her potential babies that she was carrying. And that is why this animal ends up imperiled and is pushing to the point where they will be very much in need of protection, and possibly even, the point where you can say they're endangered right here in our own country.
Wow. So this, the black-eared opossum, now you said it's not a, well, a rat is considered a rodent, so it's not part of the rodent.
No rodent family, no.
Right. I think the only thing that it has similar to a rat would be its long tail.
Correct.
Yeah.
So does a porcupine. Porcupine is a rat.
A porcupine is a rat.
Capybara is a rodentia, no tail there. Hamster, rodentia, no tail there. Guinea pig, rodentia, no tail there.
Interesting.
So the poor manicou black-eared opossum just got like the crappy end of a stick, because if they're not considered like vermin, they're not really vermin. Why are they, on the vermin list?
So that's a cultural thing. You put it on the vermin list so that people who like to eat them can hunt them and eat them right through. But they didn't give much thought into the fact that, hey, if you hunt them and eat them right through, the numbers are going to get less and less.
Yeah.
And the thing which you like to eat is soon going to be gone. So we employed the Freedom of Information Act several years ago and sent a request to the Ministry of Agriculture. We want to know on what scientific basis or data that this animal was categorized as vermin. And of course, there is absolutely no evidence. It was, a lot of things in our country are quite flippant and ad hoc. Some people tell somebody this, a particular person with influence, and then they push for that cause. Okay, so before we even really know about lobbyists, they were lobbyists. Somebody's always lobbying to get their position, their field. You have potholes in your road, in your area, you're going to lobby for that to get fixed. Sometimes the lobby is good, that benefits plenty. Sometimes it's very bad, that benefits just a few. And sometimes even puts the greater risk or the greater community at peril or at a loss.
Yeah.
So we have to determine a lot of times the influence of lobbyists and what is really for the greater national good. If it benefits you but doesn't cause any national harm, then not a problem. But when your benefit creates a problem for the greater good of the country, the economy, and all the citizenry, then we have a problem with that.
Yeah.
And that is things that we need to address. So there's no reason for this animal to be listed as vermin.
Yeah.
So, for example, they say, it's an agricultural pest. And that is complete hogwash, complete nonsense.
Mr. Mead,
Understanding the animal.
Based on that, right? Because I think as Trinis, we would listen to this but not really pay any mind to it or care even to say, well, let's protect this creature. And give us like 3, if you can, 3 reasons or the top 3 reasons why we should, protect this animal in the wild, because
okay, all creatures. Let's start off with a simple fact. All creatures that we met here, and you can go right back to the first people. So they met these animals here because they belong here, and they would have survived for tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years and been a part of the ecosystem. They would function as predator to certain animals. and prey to others. So they are part of a functioning ecosystem. Remember, and never forget this, the invasive species is man. Now, I'm not saying man shouldn't be here, but we need to go in. It's like you're going into someone's house. You go away to England and your family tells you, yeah, you can come and spend some time. You're not going to go there now and throw their couch out into the street and rip down their curtains and paint their walls black and blue and do whatever you want. You fit in. You become a part. You assimilate into that culture, into that household. Humans believe now that they should come into an environment and change the environment in a very negative way. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be no change. Change is going to happen. But you have to minimize your impact, because at the end of the day, the person who you changed it for is the person who ends up suffering, humankind. So these animals were here before us, before the first people, before the Spaniards, the Dutch, the Portuguese, the slaves, the indentured laborers of all kinds, the just comers. They were always here, and they should always be here. Then also now saying predator prey. These animals consume a lot of protein. A lot of the protein they derive from bugs and pests, which we do not like. In the US, it's known that they eat tons and tons, copious amounts of ticks, which can spread Lyme disease and other diseases. If you don't want those ticks bothering your dogs, then leave the manicou and them alone. That's what they eat here in Trinidad. But they also eat almost any kind of meat or flesh that is available to them. So they would eat lizards, they would eat snakes, they would eat snails. Yes, people, they eat snails. You see that giant African snail that you're complaining about? There is a natural predator. The manicous are a natural predator. But manicou numbers are down, snail numbers are up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the dogs killing the manicous, that's something I don't think we could really control, because you can't tell your dog, hey, don't eat the manicou. Your dog is gonna instinct and do what it has to do. But I think
tell my dog
no, well, I could go home and tell my dog, you see that manicou you killed last night? You know, and he's not gonna do anything. He's not gonna listen, right? The dog will do what the dog does. But I think how we could help this situation is that we could control killing the manicous ourselves. So as people, let's leave it for the dogs. You know, at least we can save some. It can't be us and the dogs killing the manicou, right? If the dog's doing it, let them do it as the animal kingdom working within each other. But
they don't even eat the manicou. They just leave it there. Just kill it and leave it there.
It's fun and games for them, right?
But do you remember? I spoke about, I think when we had is it Mr. Crapo on Wild Wednesday a while back, I spoke about a way of protecting your dogs. And the way to protect your dog is a behavior and a culture that we need to adopt. Once your dog has eaten, remove the food and water overnight.
Yes.
Crapo is not going to come to your frog, and manicou is not going to come. I mean, to your dog, and manicous are not going to come. So that's a simple thing you can do.
Yeah.
It's called due diligence. Remove that. Okay? So while you may not care if the dog kills a manicou, so today, Monday is a manicou, Wednesday might be a crapo. And his prey drive so excited by the kill from Monday, he may try to attack the crapo, and it will end up with your dog getting sick or dying.
Yeah.
So if you want to protect your nice, fancy big dog and your fancy this and that and the other, oh gosh, take up the food and the water now. After they've eaten, they're not supposed to eat and drink anymore.
But Mr. Mead, I must say as well, I don't think, because once we feed the dogs at night, we do pick back up the bowls once they're done. So in my situation, home by me, we have a lot of trees, a lot of fruit trees, a lot of
Say it, you're living in the bush.
Grass, yeah.
You're living in the bush, just like me. Yes, we know.
Right,
We
so
share
the
that.
manicous are inevitable. They come in, they will come, and the dogs will have a time.
You know, so yeah, okay. In that case, it's you could call it a fair hunt. Although those dogs don't belong in this part of the world, but it's still a fair hunt. But when the food is there, the manicou comes literally right to the dog's face to get the food opportunity. So still removing it makes a big difference. If they have to catch them from the bushes and so on like that, there the manicou stand a chance. So that helps with that tremendously. But people killing them throughout and claiming that they're agricultural pests. So one guy once told me that he had to shoot the manikou on them because they're eating his pawpaw. And I looked at him, I'm like, gentleman, you realize you're speaking to a big man who knows about animal and you're telling me your manikou eating your pawpaw? Which pawpaw farmer in the world allows the pawpaw to ripen on the tree? No one. They're picked when they're full. From the time you start seeing the fullness or even the slightest touch of color, they are removed from the tree, wrapped in newspaper and boxed up to head to market. Because one, you can't transport ripe pawpaw. They squish and you'll get pawpaw juice. So the firm green pawpaw is the ones you'd want to transport and sell. It is just impossible. Also, once the pawpaw starts getting that orangey or yellow color on the tree, the first thing to attack it would be the birds. Yeah. Are you going to go out there now and shoot all the birds because they're attacking your pawpaw? So all pawpaw farmers know you do not leave your fruit on the tree to ripen. It just does not happen. You will end up with nothing. You will be a broke, busted, bankrupted farmer. And no manikou eating no green pawpaw. So if a pawpaw on the tree and the manikou eating it, usually now is in the night after the birds would have eaten the already ripened fruit that was pretty much abandoned. That's what we call that in the field. When you see ripe pawpaw in the fields, they are abandoned because the farmers of due diligence do not allow them to ripen. And also in doing so, the manikou in its natural diet will only eat 10% fruit. Any more than that, that disease I spoke about before, metabolic bone disease or rickets, will kick in. They can only eat 10% of soft fruit in their diet. So they're not going to sit in your field whole day, whole night eating pawpaw. They know it will make them sick. Yeah. They understand this very much. They eat what they need and they move on. Most of the damage done to bananas and moko and ripe plant and all of that is done by birds. But you don't see any lobby to shoot all the birds, right? Because you don't eat them. But you see a lobby to shoot the manikou because you eat them. In fact, it's one of the most expensive meat there is out there. People call them $300, $400, $500 for a big boar manikou. Wow. So the desire to eat is what is fueling the need to keep it on the vermin list and the need to kill them. Let us be true and honest with ourselves. That's the way we are. But you're going to miss it all when it's gone.
Mr. Mead, can we have one more look at our little friend before we wrap?
He went into his... See, so now they're nocturnal. Remember this? So daytime, and I'm outside here. I'm at the center, out in brilliant sunlight. Too bad I couldn't get my background. I couldn't figure my background. Look at his little face hiding inside there. Aww. And then you see it. That's him hiding inside there. And on the other end, this is his tail. Right? So he has a prehensile tail that he uses to hold on when he's climbing trees and stuff like that there and running along the ground looking for grubs and so on. So we're going to see if we get him out. Let me see. He's going to just hold him by his tail. And if I pull him back, he's going to go forward. But we'll see if he's going to come out today. You coming out, buddy? Yeah, here we go. Out he comes. And he's like, I don't want to show my face in the sun. Here we go. Here we go. He's like, okay, so now we see those teeth. You going to show them your teeth again? There you go, teeth. Wow, why am I disappearing? Oh, there we go. I'm back. I'm disappeared. I'm back. I'm disappeared. Some craziness is going on with my phone here. Oh, there we go. The Zoom session here. So this is our little guy here, Manny, the black-haired opossum or manikou. And they are very important in our ecosystem, ladies and gentlemen, not just for curry and coconut and provisions. I don't know really what is going on, but I'm just literally vanishing and reappearing. Here we go. Reappearing. Here we go. So this is our black-haired opossum. They eat lots of pests, all sorts of bugs. They eat scorpions, they eat centipedes, they eat little snakes. They eat anything that they can grab, overpower, and eat, they will. They eat lots of insects. Cockroaches are one of their favorite food. So we do breed cockroaches there to give them their lovely treats as they go along. Right? So I'm going to let this guy just sort of run back in his tube. Go ahead. And that will, there you go, I vanish again.
Well, Mr. Mead, you have consistently been, I think, an avid activist with these manicous. Always telling us, just leave them alone, don't kill them, don't eat them, right? Leave it for the ones that we can't control, the dogs and the natural predators.
Yeah.
So let's not add
bycatch is going to happen, but we don't need to add to it.
Yes, agreed.
We don't need to add to it. And usually the manikou that is caught or killed is a female with babies because her babies, her full pouch is a bit of a handicap to her movement. So a lot of times that is who gets caught, gets killed. And so we lose many, many generations in that process.
That's so sad. Mr. Mead, thank you for coming on and for sharing all this information about the Manitou. I personally like Manitous. I don't have anything. I mean, I don't want to be around them because, you know, well, yeah. But
you're scared of them.
I tend to just leave them alone when I see them. And I always like cheer them on when I see them like running because I'm like, you're probably running from a human. And like, if I was just to see an actual chase, I would trip the human. I would trip them. They'd be running with the cutlass in hand, I trip them. Because I just think it's wrong. Just leave them, let them run, roam, do whatever they have to do. Because as humans, if we were to go to another man's country, aka Uncle Sam, and we do that same exact, we want to do that same exact thing, we wouldn't. We wouldn't do it. So have some decorum, especially in your own country. Leave the Manitou and them alone. Anyway, Mr. Mead, thanks so much for coming on. And Manny, I'm going to call him Manny. Thanks for pairing.
Manny the Manitou. Yes. And I'm going to continue my duties here at the center, basking in the wonderful sunlight because today is a beautiful day. I'm hoping that we do not get that rain like we got yesterday.
Yeah.
We almost floated away down here. But today looks lovely.
Yes.
And we will be heading up to the University of West Indies for it's their Freshers Week for the new incoming students to hopefully give them a chance to learn, interact, and understand about wildlife through the UE Biological Society. So that's where we're going to be during the course of today.
Yeah,
all right?
Nice. We love that. Before we go, Mr. Mead, I just have a suggestion. I think one of these days we need to get a turtle on the show. I would love that.
I would love that.
You said it, and you got it.
Yeah.
So there'll be no surprise next week. You know what's going to be there next week, right?
No, I am terrified of turtles, but I like to look at them. Yeah.
We will have to unpack that next week.
But we'll see how it goes. But I think it will be really exciting because turtles are so.
The lizards with a shell. To me, that's the lizards with a shell. That's what they look like. Yeah. But we will talk about that next week. Mr. Mead, thanks for joining us on EM Prime. As per usual, it's such a pleasure to have you on. Big up the Asukura Center for Wildlife Conservation. Big up Manny. Big up you. And have a beautiful day.
Thank you very much, ladies. You too. Be safe and enjoy this wonderful sunlight. Oh my God, the sun just hit me straight in my face. I'm basking in it. I think I'm going to get myself a bit of a tan today. I'm going to enjoy that. Have a lovely day.
Bye, Mr.
Friends, followers out there, thank you for having me on. I will see you next week on
Wild Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, so that brings us to the end of yet another show. So this morning, we leave you with this. The horizon moves only for those who keep walking. Now, at first glance, the horizon looks unreachable. No matter how far you go, it always seems out of reach. But that's the point. It only shifts when you take steps forward. So this quote is about progress and persistence. If you stand still, nothing changes. If you keep moving, new possibilities open up. Even if you never arrive, you're always seeing more than you did before.
Perspective is another one. I like that so much. Keep moving.
Yeah.
Keep
so
moving
even if
forward.
you're not moving forward, if you move to the left, the right, you change your perspective, you change your view, things begin to happen. Just don't stay still. Don't stay in one spot.
Take steps every single day to make your life a better one that represents who you are as truly as a person. As you know, you can always engage with us on WESN TV, WESN CC, on our website and on our YouTube. You can also WhatsApp us at 682-9376, 682-9376. Thanks again.
Yeah. All right, guys. So do enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, stay inspired, stay informed.
Stay wild.
Stay wild, and don't go too far. We have Sean Michael Small on the hour of 8 o'clock with Talking Point. Also, don't forget today is the last home game for CPL, TKR versus St. Lucia Kings. So that's a big game. Y'all could always watch it, stream it online if you're not going to be at the stadium. And look out for our social media posts, WESN. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
Bye.
WESN.
Struggling with